Carle, the tiny seed. It is autumn. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than any others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? One of those seeds flies higher than the others. Up, up it goes. It flies too high, and the sun's hot rays burn it up. But the tiny seed sails on with the others. Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. The ice never melts, and the seed cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. The others sail on with the wind. But the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. One seed drifts down onto the desert. It is hot and dry, and the seed cannot grow. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. Finally, the wind stops, and the seed falls gently down. On the ground, a bird comes by and eats one seed. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small that the bird does not see it. Now it is winter. After their long trip, the seed settles down. They look just as if they are going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch. But the tiny seed lies very still, and the mouse does not see it. Now it is spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring. Birds fly by, the sun shines, rain falls. The seed grows so round and full, they start to burst open a little. Now they are not seeds anymore. They are plants. First, they send roots down into the earth. Then, their little stems and leaves begin to grow up towards the sun and air. There is another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It is a big, fat weed. It takes all the sunlight and the rain away from one of the small new plants, and that little plant dies. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry! But finally, it too starts to grow into a plant. The warm weather also brings the children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun and the springtime. One child doesn't see the plants as he runs along and, he breaks one. Now it cannot grow anymore. Oh no. The tiny plant that grew from the seed is growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 leaves, the other plant has 7, a bud, and now even a flower. But what is happening? First there are footsteps, then a shadow looms over them, then a hand reaches down and breaks the flower. A boy has picked the flower to give to a friend. How sweet. It is summer. Now, the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and on. It doesn't stop. The sun shines on it and the rain waters it. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It is taller than the people. It is taller than the trees. It is taller than the houses. And now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. All summer long, the birds and the bees and butterflies come visit. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. Now it is autumn again. The days grow shorter, the nights grow cooler, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower, and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all of its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind, but the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more, the wind shakes the flower, and this time the flower's seed pods open. Out come many tiny seeds that quickly sail far away on the wind. Phew, phew. The end. Hello everyone, we're gonna be working on our flower puzzle now. So what makes our flower is the different types of flower that they are, as well as the different components of the flower, as well as what the flower needs in order to continue growing. So we're gonna start off by doing the basic. We gotta put together the flower. So we have our flower right here, and we have our petals, and different flowers have different petals. This one, for example, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 petals. Then we're gonna add a different middle. It could always be the same color, or it can be a different color. But for this, we're gonna make it a little bit more colorful. Flowers don't usually float, so there's something missing. What usually holds a flower, do you know? Good, we are looking for the stem. Can you show us where the stem is? Right here, this is the stem, so this is what holds the flower up. This is where the flower ends up getting the food and nutrition from. There is somewhere else where the flower gets food from. Do you know what it is? The leaf, you're right. So we need to find where our leaf is. Can you find our leaf? Good, the nice green flower leaf right here. So we have our leaf, and that allows the flower to also receive food from there. Where else can the flower get food from? Good, the roots. So we need to find the roots. Can you find the roots for me? Yes, here we go. Here are the roots. So through the roots, the flower is able to plant itself and continue growing and receiving water. But what do we also need where the roots are? Where do we need to plant them? Do you know? It's a type of dirt. Soil. Good. So you need to plant flowers in soil in order to receive enough food, as well as being able to continue growing. So we need the soil. This is the soil, and here are the roots. In order for the flower to also continue growing, what are some types of weathers that we need? We need the sun. Good, so here's the sun. What else do we need for it to continue growing? What do we need when the flower needs to take a drink? You're right, we need rain. Can you find the rain? So we have the cloud. What else is this missing? The water drops. Good. We need the rain itself. There's one more thing that the leaf needs. Do you know what it is? It's air. Good. So then we're gonna add our air. There's our air. And that was a great puzzle. So we have our base, which is the flower. Then in order for the flower to grow, we need our stem. In order to feed, we need the leaf, and we need the roots with the soil. You need to always remember to plant flowers or any types of plants in soil in order to grow. And then in order for it to continue blooming, we need some sunlight, some air, and some rain for it to have not to be thirsty and continue growing. Excellent job, everyone. See you next time. The Reason for a Flower by Ruth Heller. The Reason for a Flower, written and illustrated by Ruth Heller. Birds and bees, and these sip nectar from the flowers. And as they search for more and more pollen from the flower before it goes to the next one, they explore. Some pollen travels in the breeze without the help of birds or bees and very often makes you sneeze. From another on a stamen to a stigma on a style, pollen grains must travel and stay a little while, and then you'll see the reason. For each flower, even weeds, the reason for a flower is to manufacture seeds. That has a cover, one of a kind or another. Some grow inside a juicy fruit, and it's not odd to find them growing in a pod. The largest one's a coconut. Seeds travel far and wide. Some even like to hitch a ride upon a bike or on a shoe. Squirrels hide them and forget they do. Some have bursts that stick up to furs and travel through it all. Seeds can settle anywhere they find water, sun, and air, and they grow roots and stems and leaves. Some seeds grow up to be trees. These grow where it's very dry. And these grow where it's wet. These may not look like flowers, but they're the most important yet. Rice, barley, corn, and there are cereals we need to eat. Millet and bamboo are a treat for animals who don't like meat. They are called herbivores. Would you believe these plants eat meat? And they are called carnivores. The largest flower ever found grows in the jungle near the ground, a parasite clinging tight to roots of trees that feed it. It's 3 feet wide, or maybe 4, weighs 15 pounds, and sometimes more, and has a nasty odor. Rafflesia is its name. But here, a flower that owes its fame to smelling very sweet, and scientists agree that magnolias seem to be a prehistoric family. All flowers are angiosperm. That's an ancient Grecian term. Here are just a very few products made from them for you, like a paper, straw, wood, candy, coffee, tea, popcorn, chocolate, cotton, pasta, bread, perfume, a cork, medicine, rubber, and maybe sometimes even rope. Very different materials that are used through flowers. Plants that have no flowers are fascinating too. There's one has become a plum. The reason for a flower. The end.